So you've got a couple sponsors, right? Your Control Industries. You got the shirt on representing.
Yep.
Leao sunglasses, right?
Leo Optics, yes.
Leao Optics. Those, so they float, right?
Yeah, they do because they're 100% bamboo. So
Cool.
if you don't have to worry about them sinking, they just float. And they got it's like the UV, and you can also it has like the high def. So like when you look
High
through
def.
it, yeah, I won't say high def, but like when you look through it, that thing's a lot clearer.
Okay.
That's what's really cool too. It's like you can really pick up like the refractions, like looking at a rainbow through those sunglasses is really, really cool.
Okay.
It just makes the colors like just come out a lot more, and I've had that experience. So I really love those glasses. I use the Jits players all the time. Just funny because I don't like the word Jits, but I love those glasses.
Oh no! So whenever people would say, "Are you gonna go do Jits?" I kind of threw up a little bit in my mouth. And
Yeah, it's not just me, right?
No,
Because
I
when
don't
I
like
hear
it.
the word Jits, I think it's kind of like an STD.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
oh, you got that Jits
Oh.
again? Oh man, oh, we get a case of the Jits. Oh, how itchy is that?
and the worst. Oh.
Looks on your guys' face.
Oh. Yeah. So, and there's a magazine called Jits, and it's actually a pretty nice magazine.
Yeah, it's a really, really good magazine. I really wish they would just change their name. But their content is so good.
Yeah.
Their photography is so good. I've met one of their writers. I've worked with them before in Brazil, and really, really, really good content. I really like what they do with their magazine. It's just smaller, and I feel like it's just more personal. If that would be the word, or like more intimate, as opposed to like all these other I love all the other magazines too, but sometimes it's like so all these different ads, and you know, and I feel like Jits kind of has a little bit again more personal feel. I think.
We just had Travis Stevens finishing a bow and arrow choke just right there.
I saw that highlight clip earlier. I think on Instagram. I think Gracie Mag posted it up. I'm like, just diving in for that bow and arrow.
There's Gracie Mag. So Gracie Mag's great too, but I feel like Jits magazine.
It's like you can't say it without making like you're saying a bad word.
It just doesn't. Anyway. I feel like it's more current. Their website's really good. They always have a lot of great content. They put lots of videos up of instructionals. It feels like a more modern approach to a magazine. That's all.
I just like that minimalist feel to it. Like less is more. But I love Gracie Mag too. I mean, I feel like as far as event coverage, they do the best job with that for sure, hands down out of all the magazines, and they have the resources for it, and they've been around for such a long time that they really know how to cover the sport like event wise properly, and then now you have all these other magazines coming out, and it's more lifestyle, which is so I feel like each magazine has like their own little niche, like Jiu-Jitsu magazine. I like how they have like more demonstrations in it, having like all the tutorials inside, and again feels more like a lifestyle magazine. Like if you were going to like a men's fitness or a women's fitness type magazine, I feel like that's the road they take. They even have like product reviews, not so much on event coverage, but all the other aspects of that. And then Gracie Mag has a really, really good hold on like the event coverage, and then again Jits magazine has like another. It kind of encompasses a little bit of both, but again at a minimalist way. Again, feels a little bit more intimate, especially when they highlight certain athletes, get into their stories, and I just really, really enjoy like the style of the photography that they use too. Same thing, I guess, has like a different type of personality.
I really liked every time I would go to Brazil, I'd buy the Gracie Mag because it was like half Portuguese and half English. And
I remember those days.
So that was like a tool for me when I first got into like learning to speak Portuguese. Like I'd have the magazine, and the translations would be terrible generally, but it was somewhat helpful. But yeah, I would buy those and try just to read the Portuguese side because you could buy both. And then eventually they stopped, and then when you were in Brazil it was just Portuguese, and then when here it's just English, I guess.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a copy of it in a while. I think the last one I got is actually the one with Caio. And he does like an interview and some like positional stuff. I think like he taught some sort of spider guard, inverted guard. I don't remember. It was a few years ago, and that was like the last issue I bought. So I got this. I just don't like paper that much.
Yeah.
Because it's everywhere, and they send you mail, and it spams the new mail, I guess. I mean, I just don't want it. It piles up, and I want to get one of those shredder things. things.
Oh my
The
god.
paper shredder. I just don't want paper anymore.
Electronic everything.
Yeah, just
Save the universe or save the world. Go green.
Sure, absolutely. I mean, I don't necessarily want to walk around staring at an iPhone either, but I think I just like to be outside a little bit more than I used to.
Yeah.
So.
Well, for sure. I mean, I got to go, I did like a photo shoot a couple weeks ago over up in Muir Woods. I was like, I really need to get away. And I'm thinking I'm just going to do a photo shoot. And I got out there. I was like, man, I really needed this. I just needed to be out in nature. And then after being in Muir Woods, and I don't think I have any real memories even as a kid going to Muir Woods. I'm pretty sure it's not my first time there.
Okay.
But as an adult, definitely I think that's like my first time, getting to just really enjoy, put the phone down, walk in a little deeper. I'm like, man, I'm in Endor. Like, looking like, I'm expecting like a little Ewok to come out. And then, and then we were done in Muir Woods, getting to go over Stinson Beach, and that's, ever since I was a kid, that's been my favorite beach to go to.
Okay.
Just because it's, it's like a small beach town. It's not too touristy. It's not like Santa Cruz where it's, boardwalk and loud, and, it's quiet. People are really respectful of nature. They clean up after themselves. And it's like you really want to get away, and the sand's beautiful. The beach is beautiful. Water's cold, of course, and there's great whites in it, but who cares? I go in the water anyways.
Oh, yeah, you got to jump in. You have to swim.
Yeah, and then just like having those little getaways are great, to just get away for a little bit, just off the grid.
I found a couple beaches in Santa Cruz they're state park beaches. You get to Santa Cruz itself and you hit the one and you go north a little bit. I found a state park I kind of like over there with a hidden little cove. I don't recall the name of it. I went over there with my friend Kyle. Like, they're super nature outdoorsy people. Like, so we wind up going there. It's, the other one I like not the beach boardwalk part, but the one with the whale. There's a giant whale sculpture, Seabright Beach. I like Seabright Beach. It's kind of a big hippie thing in Santa. Well, not hippies, but they have fire pits where there's it's
bonfires and stuff.
Yeah, it's communal, so it's open to like 10 at night, and you can do whatever. Like, there's usually some hippies getting married and people playing soccer, and just it's a fun place. It's not. It has a totally different tone from like the beach boardwalk, for example.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool if you want to be around people. That one's good, and then the other one where there's no one usually. It's a state park up there. And you have to pay a little bit for parking. It's a hike to actually get to the beach, but it's totally worth it. It's beautiful. But I like Stinson as well. There's another place a little bit further north that has this sort of big rock formation called Goat Rock. And there's these signs that say, beware sleeper waves. And apparently this weird rock formation jetty thing in the middle of the water creates some weird tides, and you wind up just everything's calm, and then you get these monster waves out of nowhere. Yeah, and there's great whites because I think the salmon wind up swimming up creek, and it's where I guess the river or whatever sort of converges with the ocean. So it's warm water from the fresh water, whatever. Then going into the ocean, the great whites are just like, all right, come on.
Yeah.
Like, they know what's happening because there's the seals are over there. They're feeding too. So the great whites are just sort of like, okay, like nature's about to happen. So they're waiting for the seals to eat the fish so they can eat the everything. They don't care. Just eat the everything. Like, there's been a family of adolescent great whites that showed up in Santa Cruz a few months ago. It's like 2 9-footers right off the where the lighthouse is. And so if you're just at the beach boardwalk, you look off to the left, there's just a little family of great whites just swimming around right there, like right off the boardwalk. So
majestic but scary.
Yeah. Apparently the adolescents are the mean ones. Like,
so. They have nothing to lose. They just go.
Yeah, death's like they're. I mean, and they're dicks too. They just bite you just to bite you.
Yeah, they don't have any filters yet.
No, they're. And I just wanted to taste you real quick. Just eat me. Seriously, if I'm all disfigured, like I don't. That's not even a cool story. If I'm missing half my abdomen, just finish it.
Have to have that. I mean, it could be like that one surfer. I don't remember her name, but she lost her, was it her arm, and it got bitten off, and then she was able to return back to surfing and kicking butt and taking names. So
if I get cool cyborg parts, I'm up for it.
I mean, if there are really cool enough cyborg parts, you want to be the new cyborg. I mean, I'm just waiting for if I can have a bionic knee.
So that would be cool.
Or can you just inject some like nanoparticles in there?
Nanites, right?
Nanites, yeah, and just rebuild it, and then there you go, 100% knee.
See, that's all you need is nanites. Be Cyborg. Because I don't know. I was never really a big fan of Cyborg. Like, I mean, it's okay. He's a Teen Titan to me. He's in the Justice League now. I don't know if I believe it.
Yeah. Do you think they're gonna come out with a Teen Titan movie?
They were supposed to be a TV show, like a live action TV show.
A live action one? Oh.
Yeah, it was supposed to be Nightwing with Raven. I don't think Starfire was in it. But yeah, it was supposed to be a live action thing. Like, the CW, they have the whole thing.
I remember watching the cartoon when I was a kid.
So there was the two of them, right? There was the regular one that was way more sort of Japanese-ish.
And then now they came out with this one, which is like the Teen Titan Go, which is kind of more comic-y. It's definitely meant more for a younger crowd, for sure. Because I remember like the original Teen Titan was like a little bit darker. I'm like, oh man, they're so cool. Like Raven's so dark.
I like the song. The song's great. Teen Titans. It's a great song. Well, because they reuse that too. It's as well.
Yeah.
I need that ringtone. I don't actually like use any sounds on my phone. I keep it silent and turn the vibrate part off, so I don't generally know when anyone wants anything. So I can sort of just look when I want to look, and then like, oh, stuff happened, and then I'll call back if it's appropriate. But
the same way.
But if I turned it on, maybe I'd use the Teen Titans Go sound.
Yeah, for a while I had it like Mario stuff, like the Mario going like the ding or like the when you get like the one up.
I wanted the Dragon Dagger from the Power Rangers. Remember the Green Ranger?
Yes. Yes.
It's not available.
What?
Not in the iTunes store. It's not there.
Should have that.
Yep.
Dun, 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 dun. I remember it.
See? Apparently, yeah, Bandai has not licensed such a thing, or who is it?
Oh, that's a crime.
That was one of the most iconic sounds of the 90s, and it's not available. I feel as like someone in their 30s, like I deserve that. Like I don't have a sense of entitlement about anything, but I feel like my Power Ranger ringtones are something I should be able to have now.
Yeah, I mean, there's like, the 90s was a good time to grow up. I feel like 90s was the best to say. Born in the 80s, raised in the 90s, it was a good time. Things were kind of changing, and I feel like all the cool stuff was done during that time.
Oh yeah.
It's like we had cartoons are just like, man, watching them now, I'm like, man, these cartoons are not meant for kids, Ren and Stimpy or like Rocko's Modern Life. Like, man, this stuff is like really, like, you're watching it now, I'm like, oh my god, I was watching this stuff and I was not even, had a clue, like watching Rocko, and like, man, he worked at a hotline. Like a hotline. Yeah,
it's not kid friendly at all. I mean, the ones I grew up with, I mean, granted, He-Man's attire is a bit, it's a bit weird. I mean,
you want to go around with a loincloth?
Well, it's bondage straps and and then a furry loincloth and boots up to his knees. I mean, they just had the Folsom Street Fair. I think half the people were wearing what He-Man wears, like with a bob cut.
Oh,
and he just fake and bakes real quick. He puts on a bronzer and he's like, I got my sword, guys. And he's a master of the universe now. Oh, he's got something. And he's giving jits to all the people of Eternia. He's bringing out his sword of power and giving jits to the people of Eternia. So they've remade almost all of them now. They're supposed to make a new He-Man movie. Yep.
Why can't they just have anything original? I mean, everything's either a remake or they're bringing it from another country. Like, and they do like the American version of, like when they had Old Boy.
Okay.
Did you watch Old Boy? The Korean movie Old Boy. Did you watch the Korean version of it?
No.
Oh, it's so good.
Okay.
So good. So I can't remember the name of the director, but he has like a whole thing of like the revenge series. So you have Old Boy, you have Sympathy for Lady Vengeance and Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance, all really, really, really good stuff. And they have an American version of Old Boy, and it pales so much in comparison.
Wait, is that the one that Seth Rogen made? He's doing Preacher.
He's like, no.
You're shaking your head no because he does comedy stuff, but he's behind Preacher. He's almost like a mogul now in terms of like what he does with Hollywood.
I heard that Preacher was pretty good. No, I follow this artist Dan Lovisi, and he was saying that was a pretty good show, but I haven't gotten into it, so I don't know.
It's not. What I've heard is it's not exactly the comic book, which like surprised. It's on TV and it's not exactly the comic book, but what I've heard is it's supposed to be pretty good.
Yeah.
I know they're bringing back Constantine. So
Yeah, I heard about that one too.
So the first season was kind of okay, but they're moving into CW, which I feel like that's the right platform for those shows.
I haven't watched the series, but I remember watching the movie when they had it with Keanu Reeves.
Totally different
But
thing.
yeah, but I've been hearing good things about Constantine.
So,
do you know if they're bringing back Gotham? Because I watched the first
Yeah.
season, that was pretty good. And
they're up to 3 or 4 now in Gotham.
They need to update Netflix then.
Oh no!
Because
Yeah.
because I don't ever watch live TV because I don't have time. So everything has to be whenever I can get it on Netflix.
Season
The
2
only thing I actually watch that's like in real time is Game of Thrones. That's it. That's the only thing I'll actually watch every single Sunday. Go over to my best friend Chris's place with him and his wife Lexi, and we sit and we watch Game of Thrones and we have Game of Thrones parties.
So what I wind up doing is like I don't have cable, so I'll buy the HBO Now just when those shows come on.
Yeah.
I'll watch it and then I wind up canceling it right after. Then I get it again next season.
Smart man, you're gonna have to wait because the next season's not gonna start in April next year. It's gonna like be pushed all the way. I think even to like summer or winter.
Winter's coming.
Winter is coming. Winter is here.
Winter's here. Oh yeah, that's right.
Winter is here.
So I didn't see the last couple episodes, so I haven't seen the finale yet. So
Okay.
I still have to look forward to.
I'll say no more.
There's a lot of other shows I'm excited about in the meantime.
You have to get to those last 2 episodes. I'm sorry. This is unforgivable.
All right. Well, okay.
We have to stop talking about Game of Thrones because it's gonna come out.
Okay. I just know that spoiler alert: if you don't, Jon Snow isn't dead anymore. Like I saw that part, and that was it.
That look up. That's not even like the tip of all the stuff that happens in the last season. That is like of course when that happened, that was like, oh my god. But there's so much stuff that happens in that. It's the best season. It is the best season. Like anything that any fan of the show could have wanted from watching any of the previous seasons, they got in this season.
Okay. Oh.
It was just so satisfying. So satisfying.
The one thing I did see was Ramsay Bolton getting, so she got revenge on him, and I saw the old guy that orchestrated the Red Wedding get his throat slashed by what's her name? The other star.
For everybody watching who hasn't watched it yet. If you haven't watched it, actually, we should even say that because if you haven't watched it yet, I don't even know what rock you're living under. You deserve to hear these spoilers if you haven't watched it yet.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
This is last year. No, this is several months ago, and I'm whatever.
Yeah, so, I think we're past like. No, honestly, I'm usually pretty considerate. I don't like when people spoil things for me, but at the same time, if you're this many months out from the season finale and you haven't caught up yet, I'm sorry. That's not my fault anymore. That's yours.
Well, you got to consider too, like if you have because shows traditionally air, like the HBO ones will air on Sunday. If Monday morning you spoil something, dick move.
Oh yeah, for sure.
This is 3 months later.
Yeah.
And we're all like, so I'm already preparing for, so the fall we have The Strain coming back, which is freaking awesome. Walking Dead is coming back.
I need to catch up with that for sure.
So that's coming back. What else? All the CW shows are coming back.
Who never thought that this is a jiu-jitsu podcast?
Oh, it's
high five for nerds.
Yes. Let's see what else. I got my books every Wednesday, so I'm good. I got my mailbox all set up over there. I don't have to go and find anything. It's just there. Oh, we got our first ever comic shop exclusive variant cover of Harley Quinn #1.
Ooh.
So they just did the Rebirth event at DC. So there's a Comics Conspiracy exclusive. So it's like a Sunnyvale variant. It's cool.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
She's all psycho looking because she's Harley Quinn, and that's how she rolls.
Exactly.
But wasn't... have you seen what was the Killing Joke movie?
I did.
What'd you think?
Well, the hard thing is I didn't get to read the graphic novel beforehand, so I have no way to compare. So it's like I'm kind of just holding because and I've been putting off buying the graphic novel.
Okay.
Just because I say, oh, I'm gonna get today, and then I end up not having enough time, so I should be able to get it this week, and then I can kind of compare. But obviously, I know it's supposed to be like an origin for Joker.
It's well, it's funny too because there's 3 Jokers. It was like the revelation that DC released. Like that hasn't been the same Joker the whole time. There's 3, that's one of them.
Yeah, it's like kind of like how in Suicide Squad that's supposed to be a different a different Joker than
We'll just pretend that's like.
You're like, more.
No,
I'm not gonna pretend that I'm a comic book expert, but from what I've read and from what I've learned.
I feel like that's if you were to take Jack Nicholson's Joker and make him from East LA, that's what you would have had with Jared Leto. Like the tattoos and sort of whatever. I
think there's a basis for that. I mean, it's not like they made him out of nowhere. I'm pretty sure they referenced him from some other different works, from what I'm hearing.
Very unique. Oh. That one, the Killing Joke, like that's pretty comic accurate. The beginning, the Barbara Gordon Batgirl backstory thing. It wasn't just made up. It wasn't part of the Killing Joke, but there was a one-shot sort of Batgirl thing that did get released around the same time frame, within that year of releasing the Killing Joke back in whenever it was in the 80s. But the part where they kind of hook up or whatever, that's the part fans don't like.
Oh yeah, because Batgirl's supposed to be a lesbian. Right?
Oh no, Batwoman's a lesbian.
Batwoman. Oh, Batwoman.
Batwoman, different people.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, they were pissed because
nerd foul.
So yeah,
nerd.
So they were pissed off because Nightwing and her kind of had a thing. Like Dick Grayson and Barbara Gordon, they had a thing. It's like, what are you doing? Like, you just cock block and rob, and it's like it's not cool.
Okay.
But can't block Rob, and like you got to wear that dumb suit for like 50 years. Like,
give him something.
Yeah, like it took him like 30 years just to give him like long pants to wear. Like he was wearing a little green Speedo running around being the boy wonder. I bet he was.
Boy wonder.
Exactly.
He's an acrobat. I mean, that's what acrobats wear, right?
With a cape and a little domino mask. Yeah, but
sure.
Because that's definitely a thing.
I wasn't born in that time. I can't judge. I didn't live there, so I don't know how things were. Maybe that was common back then. Who am I to say?
Pretty.
I'm pretty sure people didn't dress like this, for all these years.
I'm pretty sure there's a tape somewhere of people not dressing like that. Like, there has to be some archival footage. Like, I'm picturing like pea coats and like like hats.
Can you imagine you have like the old pictures, like the weightlifters, and like they just have like the Speedo, like the mustache, and like the yes, if you lift. Right?
Clearly.
In the 20s.
Yep.
I'm just making these up now.
Yeah, then Robin walks by and they're like, what's this guy doing? Something's funny. Why are they wearing masks?
He-Man had a Speedo, a loincloth.
It was a furry Speedo.
That was like the epitome of manliness.
That was a furry Speedo with bonded straps on his chest.
And he had
a fake tan and a pet cat.
Yeah, I was about to say a fake tiger. I think it was a green. It was green.
It was a green tiger. It was a super tiger. It was Battle Cat.
See, anything could happen in the 80s.
Yep, like not having a pet dog. You can explain. And he wore a lavender sort of onesie when he wasn't in his He-Man garb.
Whatever.
Was it? It was a vest with a different color Speedo that was also furry. Lavender and pink.
You can't. I'm not gonna try and justify the styles of the 80s. I mean, I was born there, but it's just whatever it is. That's what it is.
The Thundercats weren't rocking that.
Prince. I mean, he was like the epitome of like 80s style. I mean, he could do whatever he wanted, and it was cool.
On MTV, like at school and at the mall, no one did that. It's like, remember when Crisscross came out?
Oh, wearing pants backwards?
Yeah, there was like a couple kids at school that had their clothes on backwards. Then the principal sent them home. Nobody was jumping. They were all sent home, and the one or two people had hammer pants. One or two people had the kid and play haircut. But like, not everybody. No one dressed like He-Man at school.
Yeah, I don't think any sane parent would let their child leave the house like that.
About your costume, son. No, this is like, yeah, that's it. That's Prince Adam. He owned it too.
Oh god.
You know he lives in the Castro now.
And just like the cartoons of our childhood. Or even like all the X-Men. Like just freaking all like latexy, tight skin.
Well, so to be fair, Storm is a nudist. Like, that's her thing. She's into it. But I feel like Psylocke was the first twerker.
She had a high waist and then like just all leg and just bam.
Yeah, it was like, hi, I have the biggest butt in all of comic books.
I have assets.
Yeah, that was it.
And I also have cool psychic powers.
Yeah, that was her thing. She was she was like the first Brazilian comic hero that wasn't Brazilian. She was Kim K before it was cool.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Terrible. I was attached to anyone who was Asian, you know. So I was like,
that's
oh,
right.
Jubilee, yay! There's an Asian, and she does cartwheels. She's cool. And going back to Power Ranger, as much as I liked Trini, I was totally Team Pink Ranger, only for the fact that she did gymnastics.
Well, here's a really good reason for you to be Team Pink Ranger. Yellow Ranger was a dude.
What?
So it's 2 shows, right?
Well, yeah, well, the one in Japan, like, right? Yellow Ranger was a guy?
Well, you notice how the Pink Ranger had the skirt costume.
Yeah.
But Yellow Ranger had just her shirt tucked in, because Yellow Ranger was a dude.
Oh, she had a...
Dude. Was a dude.
I need proof.
Please.
Google it. No!
Asian cameraman number 1 for the win.
Oh, I can't say that childhood was ruined, but I mean, that just, wow, you kind of just...
And she had no Asian accent until she said saber-toothed tiger. Like,
it's very true.
It
Saber-tooth tiger.
Yeah.
But she was completely, no accent.
And the Black Ranger's all, what was he? Triceratops. Like,
no, Mastodon.
Mastodon. Like, he got all funky with
Billy, Blue Ranger, was Triceratops.
Triceratops. You know, blew his nose.
Pterodactyl.
Saber-toothed tiger. It was so racist.
It was. Yeah, the Black Ranger was black, the Yellow Ranger was yellow.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, okay.
And the only girl on the show was the pink one.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Yep. And the raging, the guy that looked like he was all angry and roided out was the red one. So, but the green one was the cool one still.
It was cool. And then he turned white.
He's still the Green Ranger. Like,
oh yeah, they did it. But he's kind of like a mentor now or something other.
But like he goes to conventions and he's all because he did MMA.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, he's the Jesus didn't tap guy. Like that's his thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Green Ranger, why?
Yeah, I
know.
Well.
And then like being a Sailor Moon fan, I was like, man, can I have that whenever I step out to compete that I have a transformation like sequence where like
You got to do one of those fight to win pro events because you could have the whole thing.
I was supposed to be on the San Francisco card, and then I injured my knee, so I had to pull out. I was so bummed. Like literally, I was sitting there watching the whole production, like
it was so good,
salty as hell. I'm so
was so
salty.
good.
I'm just sitting there. I'm like, should be me out there. Should have my own damn walkout song. See how fabulous I am. Bam.
They had the Tron in the background, like the screen. Yeah, it was so dope.
Yeah, like every day leading up to it was like, I'm so salty about this. I'm so bitter. Should be me. Damn it.
That's the most people I've ever seen in Kazar ever in that pavilion. I've never seen it that packed. It was an hour to get food.
I mean, I've competed in that in the Kazar Pavilion for 3 different types of things. I've competed there for Muay Thai, I've competed there for Jiu-Jitsu, and I've competed there for b-girling, for breakdancing. I did breakdancing. I did a b-boy tournament there. Yeah.
Did you bring your cardboard box top with you?
No. They had the gymnasium floor. If you're already on the gym, why do you have to put?
But no, did you like used to carry one around with you?
No, we carried linoleum with us.
You had your own linoleum?
Yes, and then I still have linoleum laid out in my garage. I would invite whoever my dancing friends over. That'd be like the thing. If you had linoleum in your garage, I'm like, hey, come over. Let's have a session. Let's cipher. All you needed was that. Did
you wear those Reeboks, like the ones everybody would wear?
I wore Cortezes and shell toes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Adidas.
Yeah, Adidas shell toes and Nike Cortezes. I wore the Cortezes more though. Those were my jam. I was like, yeah.
So you're either with Cortez, you're either like a B-girl or a B-boy or like just a gangster.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like you could either wear like the Pumas, Sauconys, Cortezes or shell toes. Those was like the thing. And then eventually people started like wearing like the New Balances and different types of Jordans. That's like the newer thing now, or like Air Maxes, I should say, not Jordans. Yep. But yeah, like not that even still like or like even like the Asics. I like going to like Journeys, like that shoe store there, and they always have like these really really nice looking like either Asics or some like the old Adidas that are super sick. I'm like, man, I really want to buy that. Or like the Pumas. I'm like, man, that looks so nice. Or like have like a throwback look.
Speed Cats. Speed Cat Pumas.
Yeah.
I have like 3 pairs of that same shoe. I just like walking in them.
They look so clean, right? I mean, they just don't have like they just look so good. So good. I mean, I think like there was like a few Halloweens in a row that I was like, I'm Run DMC, because all I wanted to do was just wear shell toes and like the whole Adidas outfit with like my little hat. Like, this is my outfit. Oh, do I need a gold chain? Like, it's like I've had it for like a few years. It's just like the default costume would just be like I think for the past few I've been a nerd, quote unquote nerd, because I've been wearing suspenders and fake glasses since I was like 7 or 8, and so it's like, this is like, they're like, oh, you're dressed like I'm a nerd. I'm like, actually, I'm just dressed like myself.
You're dressed like you're from Mountain View. Like, you might work somewhere here. Like, that's how people probably still dress.
I don't know. Like, with my summer outfit, the outfit of the summer has definitely been my overalls, like a bra top or something or other, and my hat backwards. I'm actually surprised I'm not even wearing my hat right now, because I'm usually wearing a hat backwards all the time.
So you still got the B-girl thing, just like your daily walk around?
I don't get to do it very often. I mean, obviously with my knee right now, but like, especially when I have tournaments coming up, like especially like Worlds or Pans, like really, really big tournaments, and I'm during like the last week, and I have days where I have active rest, and I'm not supposed to be like training hard, but I still want to be moving around, and I just kind of want to, keep my mind off of things and just kind of relax. Then I'll go, like, same as I'll go 24-hour fitness, go to like the dance room area, and I bring like a little Bluetooth speaker, and put some stuff on, and I'll just dance. Like, I think I posted some stuff on Instagram of me just jamming out. Nothing like B-girling there, but every now and then I'll do that, and it's like, it's kind of hard to just forget about my dancing roots. I mean, dancing is pretty much what made jiu-jitsu so easy for me. I mean, just having that body awareness, that control, and I was already really flexible, but dancing was what got me to have like the conditioning, understanding, like, not just being able to kick your leg up high, but be able to get your leg up high and keep it there. And so having strength and control over that flexibility. And so a lot of that transfers over. So it's the reason why, like, I picked up with jiu-jitsu so right away, because there's a lot of things I can connect to dancing, and it just works with how my brain works.
So there's a lot of people actually really successful that have incorporated, or that came from breakdancing. You got Gio Martinez.
Yep. We used to battle against each other and with each other.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Back then he would know me as the flexible chick.
You were the flexible chick.
I was the flexible chick. Yeah, I tried to have my own nickname, like in kinetics, but at every single jam I'd go to, people on the forums would be like, "Hey, who was that flexible chick at that jam? Who was that flexible chick at that jam?" And then I'd be like, "Hey, that was me. I was the flexible chick." So after a while, we're just like, "Oh, it's the flexible chick."
You're like
so
Reed Richards.
Yeah. When I was a little kid,
Yep.
All my classmates would call me Flexi Woman because I was so bendy.
You're a Fantastic Four, right? Or you could be Plastic Girl. You could be Elongated Girl, like Elongated Man, right? There's a couple.
There was like Flex Armstrong was like
Stretch Armstrong.
Yeah, Stretch Armstrong was really, really popular toy back when I was a kid. So they're like, oh, it's female Stretch Armstrong, Flex Armstrong.
Oh, it's female Stretch Armstrong. All right. So you got Gio, then Nick Green. Nick Green.
Yep, same thing.
He did a little break cake.
Yeah, he knows me from that time too.
Wow. So Gio's not even from here, I thought. Like,
no,
he's LA.
Yep, SoCal. Yeah, but when I was with my crew, DSD1, a lot of like the bigger tournaments, and when you had exhibition battles, they'd be in SoCal. So that's how that little connection was made there. So it's like their crew is called Freak Show. Mine was like DSD1, and so we would work with each other, or like sometimes we'd enter tournaments with each other. It was like another crew from that area, the Circus Runaways, and that was kind of like their whole like bendy circus style that was coming up during that time. SoCal was rather known for. Like, they had like their own little style, because the style in Southern California is way different than the style from here in Northern California, or in particularly the Bay Area is definitely different. So you have, depending on which region, then like the style that they have in East Coast is way different from what you're gonna have than what you're going to have here. I'd say East Coast is probably going to, it's more foundationalist. You're going to have more similarities with what you find in the Bay Area, but even Bay Area is still very innovative. So you still have, it's like a nice little median between old school, new school here in the Bay Area, I feel like. Well, I've been in the scene for a long time, so I have no idea, but at least when I was in it, that's what it felt like.
So it was the Worm an East Coast thing or a West Coast thing?
That's definitely that's a foundational.
It's a foundational thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's gonna be. I can't say it's an East Coast, West Coast thing. You want to say like, I feel like, man, like the air moves are really what came into play that really got the West Coast to stand out. This is like way like even before my time. We're talking like 80s.
Break into electric boogaloo.
Like 70s, early 80s. So the 90s came out. The West Coast started coming out with, I guess, having more dynamic dynamic type of moves, you know, like things that were just really, really different. That's what like West Coast was known for, I think, during that time. If my memory serves me right from my studies of history.
So Muay Thai, breakdancing, guitar, singing, dancing otherwise, right?
I thought,
jiu-jitsu?
like, seriously, I thought I was going to be a professional ballet dancer. I thought I was going to pursue ballet professionally. That's what I thought I was going to be, you know, like a prima ballerina. I thought that was going to do. I mean, I stopped doing ballet when I was like 14. I just burnt out, you know, and then once I realized that my family just essentially just could not afford to get me the opportunities to be where I wanted. It's like I would go to all these auditions and I would be selected, like, yes, we want you, you know, like you've made it into this program, and then depending on how you do this program, then you can get in. It's like, but there's so much, like, you need sponsorships to do all these things, and at that time my parents didn't know how to do that. And I also think at that time too is like they didn't know how to support that, as far as, well, ballet and dancing, that's just like your hobby, but you're not going to do that for your life. I mean, like, you say it's your passion, but you can't pay the bills with that, you know? So, like, they were supportive, but at the same time, it's kind of like, I mean, that's the traditional Asian parents for the most part. That's how it is, you know? So what I'm doing now is completely just absurd, but they have no choice but to support it, you know? Once, because now that they see that I'm, like, got the ball rolling in that direction, and they see, I think once they started really seeing the effect that I have with people when I'm teaching and when I have my seminars, that's when they started believing, you know, like, it wasn't enough for me to say it, they had to see it for themselves. Like, oh my God, our daughter can really do this, you know, like, you know, it's like, oh, that's so nice. You can kind of do that do thing, you know, you know. And then, you know, but now it's like they're super proud. Like, I just had a family reunion with some family members I've never met before, or some I haven't seen in a really, really long time, and the ongoing joke all weekend was like, oh, better not make you angry. I heard you're gonna, like, you can beat people up, you know. I'm like, oh, I'm a pacifist. You know, like, I really am. I've never been in a street fight ever. I'm not trying. The most I've ever done on the street is punching or slapping a guy who grabbed my ass or something like that, you know.
Well, it's pretty universal, right?
Yeah, but I've never, like, teed off or, you know, gotten in a fight with anybody. I don't think anybody would want to start a fight with me. I'm really nice and I smile all the time.
So that helps.
And even without that, I'm aware of what my body looks like, and I'm pretty sure the average girl is not gonna look at me and be like, that's a girl I want to pick a fight with. I mean, unless I'm wearing a jacket or something and then you can't see, because when I wear my gi, people think I'm a lot smaller, and then when I take my gi off, then they can kind of see, like, oh wow, you're really, really fit, you know. So most part people think I'm just really skinny.
So you're out there peacocking, you buff your chest out.
I don't do that. I mean, we wear, like, tank tops and shorts all the time, like, hey, you know. So people are, like, more surprised when I wear pants. I'm like, oh my God, you're wearing pants. I'm like, what do you mean? I wear pants every day, gi pants. I'm like, yeah, but, like, real pants. You know?
Yeah, I'm not a fan. Pants.
No, it's, you know, very weird, because growing up, I only wanted to wear pants because I was such a tomboy. I didn't want to show my legs for shit. And then somewhere along the way, I started getting more muscles in my legs, and then I couldn't wear pants that fit me unless they were super, super baggy. Like, so I would wear my brother's, like, hand-me-downs because I wanted that, like, baggy look. So I was, again, super tomboy. And then when I wanted more, you know, feminine-looking jeans or pants, they just wouldn't fit. You know, they're either too tight on my legs but they would fit on my waist, or they would fit my legs and just way too loose on the hips. Shorts were a really, really good way to just get around that, because it's like, you know, fit there, and I don't have to worry about stuffing my entire leg or my entire thigh into this piece of fabric. I could just have it only there.
So gi pants are, like, not only, like, it's an accessory, it's kind of, you know, it's or you know, something you have to wear for your sport. It's, like, kind of a necessity.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's freaking pajamas. I mean, what is jiu-jitsu but really, really aggressive cuddling?
Okay.
I'm a really good big spoon. I'm just saying.
So that's where the guard game comes from. Okay.
I'm a little big spoon.
You're a little big spoon.
A little big spoon.
Okay, so when you take someone's back, you're like, actually, like, it's bedtime. It's you're not really.
Isn't this cuddle so great?
It's the. Okay.
Go to sleep. Shh. Sweet nothings.
Yeah, it is pajama wrestling, right? I mean, we put this uniform on. We're all adults, and like we take this stuff so seriously, but we're wrestling in pajamas.
No, yeah. I mean, I for the most part, everyone knows I'm a really big jokester. You can like, I just laugh about everything. I mean, the only time that I'm just kind of like, you know, in the zone, like I look like I'm gonna kill somebody. You know, when you see me in the bullpen, for the most part, people see that like I'm not. This is not the time I'm gonna ask her for a photo. But like at smaller tournaments where I'm just kind of hopping around, like, oh, can I get a picture? I'm like, sure. You know, but for the most part, people know to like stay clear. You know, like I kind of have that death stare. And I don't mean to be. It's not like I don't have like if you tell me to make a mean face, I can't do it. Like I can't. Like I kind of scowl and then I kind of pull back because I can't mean it, you know. But like when I'm in the zone competing, that's the only time that like the energy shifts. And then as soon as that's done, then it's a complete 180, and I'm back to like, hey, you know, like animated, you know. So yeah, it's like jiu-jitsu has to be fun. I mean, what is it's pretty much adult play.
Sure.
For me, and it satisfies so many different things for me. One, I'm a very, very physical person. I communicate through physical touch, or I think I hand gesture a lot. And even growing up, I was the kid that always got in trouble. Like, oh, you keep your hands to yourself. You know, like some kid, like, oh, so and so got hurt again. How'd they get hurt? They were playing with Kristina. Oh, no. Like that was me, you know. Or when I was like really, really little, it'd be like whoever was the tallest person in the room, I wanted to climb their back. I'm like, you are giving me a piggyback ride. I don't care if you agree to it or not, and to start climbing. So I was taken back since I was like.
So there you go.
Yeah.
That's where it all started.
So it all started with like I saw a tall person. I was like, I don't really want to be on top. I want to be on top there. And I had lots of guy cousins, so I was always kind of like wrestling. Maybe like an airplane.
Is there an airplane overhead? Yeah. How rude.
Oh, God. Can't they just fly somewhere else?
Yes, it's you and your Air Force.
Don't they know?
I know. Like, oh, stupid Southwest. Put that airport there anyway.
So I was climbing everything, climbing people, and then very, very hands-on. I've got made fun of as a kid for having man hands because my hands are like, they're serious, they're calloused all the way through. I've never had soft hands. Ever. Never, ever, ever have I ever had soft hands. Like, Kristina's got man hands. I'm like, why do I have these hands? Why? And then jiu-jitsu came along. I'm like, oh, this makes so much sense. So everything about how I am designed as a person is like, you are meant to do jiu-jitsu. Like, the flexibility, the need to want to climb and grapple people, and having the already pre-messed up hands so that I don't have to worry about, you know, like, when I don't ever, like even as much weights as I like lifting, my calluses never rip away because they've always just been calloused. Yep. You know, I've always had really knobbly fingers. Right now they're looking really soft. I'm actually really sad that my knuckles look all soft and almost normal looking. It's so sad.
You're upset that your hands are looking too feminine, is that it?
Not so much too feminine, just like I'm just sad that they don't look like I do jiu-jitsu. You know, I worked hard for those calluses, you know? Like the brown is actually returning to my knuckles. Oh God. Like I trained so hard. I trained the brown off my knuckles. You know, and I could probably go to a salon now without them looking at my hands like, oh shit, honey, your hands all fucked up. Oh. Which I've had that happen where I go in, they're like, oh, you want a manicure today? And I'm like, sure. And then like I always kind of see their look. They're like, like the look of like, what'd you do to your hands?
It would be the equivalent of like me going in there and then just like all you hear is like the chatter in Vietnamese, like, look how fucked up their hands are.
Yeah, you've seen like that skit by like Angela Johnson. She's like everyone knows this, like the salon skit. She does the whole like, you know, Asian accent. It's like, oh honey,
oh no,
I think you're so nice, so pretty. Yeah, me and Asian accents. I will do my mom for days. That sounded wrong. I will imitate my mom for days.
Okay.
And get to come here, time to eat. we're like, oh, why are there bruises on your arm? What is that? Why so ugly, those bruises? Oh.
So you're Filipino?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm Filipino.
See, I got that.
You know.
I got it.
You know. Oh yeah. I'm hella Filipino.
So, you guys Tagalog or?
I spoke when I was younger, and then once I started going to school, the teachers pretty much discouraged my parents from letting me speak at home. Mm-hmm. So I've pretty much forgotten how to speak. I can understand some things, but for the most part, I can't speak anymore, which is really, really sad because that's really hindered my ability to learn languages. So like I struggle. I mean, I I try to learn Japanese by watching anime. I learned a lot of Portuguese from a previous relationship, also by, doing jiu-jitsu. I can count, I can do the alphabet. And I've taken lessons for a little bit. I know a lot more than I give myself credit for, but do I feel comfortable having a conversation? If you're going to ship me off to Brazil, obviously I think my survival instincts would kick in, but I mean, I can kind of feel myself around a conversation with someone who only speaks Portuguese and using really, really like basic, a lot of single words and hand gestures.
Yeah, you basically need to be forced to be by yourself there. And then you need to be able to find things like food and sort of a pharmacy or what. You just didn't need to force yourself to like turn off the American TV there because there's so much American stuff there.
I only watched Brazilian stuff when I was out there. I didn't even really watch that much TV, but for the most part, I mean, I was just always, there was only one other person I could really speak English with, really, and I've been to Brazil, 6 times or so, like 5 or 6 times. And then, always being told like, hey, I'm not sure about this area. Make sure you don't speak because, for the most part, when I go there, Japinha, Japa, they just think I'm Japanese, and then they find like, oh, she's American. Like, what the hell are you American? She's browner than me, because they imagine, Americans to be blonde, white skin, blue eyes.
Sure.
Yeah. They're like, they don't know where the Philippines is. So like, oh, she's just Japanese. What's that? What part of Japan is the Philippines?
Exactly. Like, they'll start with Japanese because like a lot of people don't know the largest sort of percentage of, or the largest number of Japanese people outside of Japan is Brazil.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's why jiu-jitsu is there. This whole colonization effort in like the turn of the century or whatever.
Yeah.
Then the second one they go for is like, oh, Chinese. Like they think you're Chinese next. And then like, okay, well, that's not a thing then. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I got like the nickname Lilo. Like someone like, oh, it's Lilo from Lilo and Stitch. Because it'd have like a flower.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, so if I'm not Japanese, then I'm Hawaiian,
Okay.
But yeah, And then like, oh man, when I was in Arizona, that was bad. Because like I would say like, oh, so what are you? And I'm like,
girl.
like
girl.
Like, oh, like like, well, like I'm Filipino, and you're like, oh, when did you move here? Like, oh, 2 months ago. They're like, wow, your English is really good. I'm like, oh. No, I moved here from California. I'm American. I'm sorry. Like, because here I could say I'm Filipino and no one's going to think that like I'm straight from the Philippines. It's weird for me to say I'm Filipino-American because growing up I just said I'm Filipino. Even though, I'm born here. But, obviously I'm a U.S. citizen, but I identify as saying I'm Filipino. So I had to try to explain to people like, no, I'm American, or people like, oh, so like Indonesia, Thai, Laos. I'm like, what are these places? You're like, have people not heard of what Filipinos are here in Arizona? Like, I'm really confused, and just and then or having I had this really, really interesting time because I went to Beijing for ADCC in 2013 and ran into a pretty well-known black belt. And I'm like, oh, wow. Again, I don't want to say names because I don't want to call anybody out. And I was like, oh, wow, so that's cool. So like we're all, we just got there, and the only place that you have Wi-Fi in the hotel is in the lobby. You don't have Wi-Fi in any of the rooms. So I just wanted to check my emails and make sure, tell my parents, hey, I made it okay, I'm safe. And so I'm sitting there on the couch, and then he's sitting, across from me, and he goes, excuse me, do you speak English? And I'm like, okay, I guess that's a fair question. We are in China. I am Asian, so I guess that's a valid question to ask. I'm like, yeah, I speak English. He's like, oh, great, and then he asked me whatever question he wanted to ask me, and I answered, and then he goes like, can I ask you another question? I'm like, sure. How come you speak English so well? Because I'm American? Oh. Wow.
Not good with accents, I guess.
And I was like, how can you speak English so well? Because I'm American. Oh, I'm sorry. I just, and then, and I just kind of like brush it off. I'm like, man, that kind of sucks that my first time meeting this black belt who's, I'm like, oh, this is so cool. I mean, this guy, that's my first meeting with him.
Well, so if they live here, that's one thing. But if they live if they actually don't live in California, so we have Milpitas.
No, he's from California. He's from California too.
Never mind. Okay, not a valid point then. So In your Arizona example, that's kind of valid because you probably don't have it as much. Like if you live in the Bay Area and you don't sort of have Filipino friends, like
yeah, no, apparently the Filipinos just weren't in the area that I was living in. Like there's a bunch of Filipinos in the Phoenix area,
okay,
but I guess in Tempe or like Gilbert area, they just, I guess there's not as many. Like I could literally count on one hand how many Filipinos I knew. Like and for the most part, like all either half or I think only two I knew that were like full, and it didn't really matter. But yeah, I think I don't say there's a lack of culture in Arizona, but definitely in that area, it's not as diverse as it is here in the Bay Area. I mean, the Bay Area is your epitome of what a melting pot should be.
Yeah.
You know, and Arizona is not.
Well, we had a head start, right?
Yeah.
The first Chinatown like ever is San Francisco, and then, I mean, everybody showed up here, and it's sort of, this is just a collection of people, they're transients from everywhere, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of places aren't like that. I mean, the ocean's right there. There's industry everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, the Bay Area is definitely like I think that's the reason why like anyone who's ever come here, it's like, man, it's so awesome here, it's so great because there's so much culture everywhere you go. Like you want to have a food from whatever culture, you can find it. I mean, it's not, you don't have to really search far to find what you're looking for here.
I'd say the only place I've been to that's had this sort of variety of foods is Singapore, in terms of like, well, at least Asian food, like every different variety.
Yeah.
Like Singapore has a crazy variety of food, and it's all delicious.
Yeah, I'd say like anything like, where is Singapore? That's not no.
Next to Malaysia.
I was about to say because it's like Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
And I was actually going to reference Malaysia because that's also a really big, a lot of big influences of different cultures there. You know, you have something from the Philippines, from the Indonesia, from Thai, like either language or dress or food or everything's kind of in that area. It's like kind of all shared. There's so many similarities, which I think is really cool about Southeast Asia in general.
The food in Malaysia is really cheap and it's really good.
Yeah, all the food's really cheap in Southeast Asia.
What was it? Chicken rice. Everybody made a big deal about me eating chicken rice when I was in Kuala Lumpur. I'm like, okay, we'll do this, and it was literally like chicken and rice. I felt like I've had it before. I don't know, maybe they make it a special way. It was fine, it was good, but it was chicken and rice, like boiled chicken and rice.
Yeah. But then they had like that sauce with it, right?
No, this is street food. I did not get sauce. I was not given sauce. I was given chicken and rice. Yeah, it was like $1, so it was great.
Oh, I'm hungry.
Yeah, I haven't eaten, and I'm like, sure, it would be great if we had food. And then there was like all this procrastination. I'm like, that didn't happen. Why is there no food? And I'm like looking for the peanut butter, and I'm like,
oh, no.
I'm gonna put peanut butter on bread, and I look for the peanut butter, and it left.
Oh no, the peanut butter left. Like peace.
It pieced out. I mean, I knew there was peanut butter and there was Nutella, and it pieced out.
Like, so today was the first time I stepped on a scale since after Worlds. So like. Worlds is like the last time I stepped on a scale until today. So like I was like, man, I was kind of like not wanting to look at the scale. I was like, man, I have to be at least over 130. I know at one point I probably got up to 135 basically. Like now I'm, because I have to diet down, so I'm like usually I'm walking around like 120. Right now I'm up to like 130, which like for most people, people look at me like, oh my god, you're such in good shape, are you like lifting weights? I'm like, no, I'm just not training and eating everything. Like, you're so buff. Like, it's just it's because I'm soft. You know, like I'm pudgy, and again, it's funny because like I look at myself and I like what I see. I love what I see in the mirror, but I also in my head I'm just like, this is not functional. Like was it right? Like I'm past people's guards with this? No. You know, like I'm gonna try and go inverting and get stuck and be like the inverted panda. I'm like, hey, you know, and
just sort of stuck there like a little statue.
Yeah, I mean, so it's like there's no image problem. Like there's no like, oh my god, I'm fat. Like I know I'm not, but I definitely am overweight. And it's like, again, you look at me and you're like, shut up, you're not overweight. And it's like, well, being heavier than what I should be, at least 10 pounds heavier than what I should be, and not training and not being at the level of activity that I normally am, I would say yes. And does this feel functional? Does this feel healthy? No, it doesn't. I've been eating nothing but junk food. And like I like, you know, eating whole pizzas, whole cartons of ice cream, you know, like, you know, all the tacos.
All of them.
Surprisingly, I haven't had any Taco Bell, which I'm really I think I've been so depressed about my knee that I didn't even have Taco Bell. But I did go to Fenton's on National Ice Cream Day, and I had myself like a 4-scoop sundae, and I killed the whole thing. The guy came up, he's like, "You're gonna eat this?" Like, "Yes." "By yourself?" Like, "Yes." He's like, "That's what's up." He like fist bumped me, and then he came back to get the dish. He's just like, "Ah, damn, you really did it."
Like you're the man versus food guy. Just not even playing around, just attacked it.
Yeah. So so my first time stepping on the scale since Worlds, so I think at Worlds, with my gi on, I was like 115. So I was 3 pounds under. Even with my gi on, I was really light. And now I'm like 130. I know at one point I definitely got higher than that because right now I'm dieting. So I'm going to have to try and get down to competition weight for Japan with, I think I mentioned, with the least amount of jiu-jitsu, with strictly just dieting really, really hard, because usually I don't have to diet hard. When I make weight, I'm coming down from like 120, 121, and I eat really, really good 5 days a week, or 5 meals a day. I cook my own meals, and I know how to cook, so it tastes really, really good. I get to like, oh, you can eat that on a diet? Yeah, eat bacon and eggs on my diet. Eat bacon and eggs and I can lose weight.
Sure.
You know? And then slowly come down. I don't think I have that luxury this time because I can't even really do cardio. I can't even do like weighted squats yet. I can only do like a ball, and I can do like a little lunge for the knee, and again, just rowing, and so like no cardio, and all I want to do is roll.
Can you swim?
I I haven't asked. I can walk in a pool, but I don't know if I can swim yet. I don't know if my knee's stable enough for me to do that.
Natural quanto a luz do dia, mas que preguiça boa, me deixa aqui à toa, hoje ninguém vai.